classroom.
Okay.
As we go, I'm pretty cool with that.
What factors drive mutual disrespect on our campus?
Emotional baggage. Nobody knows what goes on with the kids at home. So when they come into school, they already have problems and issues that they're dealing with before they even come to the school. And then teachers and staff, they always have their own situations too. So it's not like they coming in with an empty canvas. So, you got teachers being frustrated and irritated about what they have going on at home, what they have going on at school, not knowing that they're going to get that contract this upcoming year. Most teachers really have issues as far as not knowing how to manage a classroom. But the biggest deal is it's lack of understanding. So neither party really tries to focus in and say, look, what's your story? Help me understand you. And so that's what I think. I think that's the biggest part is just lack of understanding and lack of communication between the two, trying to understand each other.
I agree. How can the adults on this campus gain the respect of the students, especially the males?
That's easy. When it comes down to just getting respect from the males, just ask them, and don't assume anything. Just pull them to the side and say, hey, listen, man, this is what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what's going on. If you could, help me know what's going on so I can help you out. And then at the same time, always show them respect. Don't yell at them. Don't grab them. Don't just already assume something. Just sit back and say, hey, look, we all have off days. Is this one of your off days? And they be like, yeah. You want to talk about it? No. Then respect that. And just sit back and say, now look, I know you're having an off day, but I need you to kind of put that to the side for a second and just refocus. And then when they get a chance to refocus, or when they know that you care enough about them to give them that space to where they can kind of get their thoughts together and be like, look, man, just, get some time. Go over here. I'm going to make sure nobody bother you, man. If somebody bother you, they out of here. Because I respect you that much. And, just establishing respect first. So when you give it, they'll give it twice. They'll give it to you twice as much.
Let me make sure it's still filming.
It is.
Excellent. Okay. What can a student do if they have a grievance with a teacher?
First thing you got to do, if you're a student, always go to the teacher first and sit back and say, now look, and even the student can go to the teacher and be like, look, I don't know if you're having an off day, but I have them too. So maybe you don't understand where I was coming from, but this is what I was thinking. But as far as a student, you got to kind of come in a little more passive. So you got to sit back and say, help me understand why you did this. So help me understand it so I can know why I shouldn't do it next time. And that'll open the door for the teacher to say, and no student ever really tried to understand me. Then you can just go in, and once the student get a chance to understand the teacher, and then the teacher's gonna sit back and say, well, help me understand why you made this move, because odds are everything is just a misunderstanding. It's not like both of them don't have the capacity to solve the problem, but at the same time, we as a people, we tend to try to attack the people and not the problem. So once you understand each other, you attack the problem instead of the person.
Good. That's it. The last one was about respect between faculty and staff members.
Between faculty and staff members?
Yeah. How can we increase the level of respect among faculty and staff members?
All right. So this is where it gets a bit complex. For one, everybody has to have the same vision. In most schools, if the principal doesn't establish the culture of how they're expecting for everybody to communicate with each other, then when there's no system in place, then there's going to always be a structure that's going to crumble. So the foundation of it all should be what's the culture that the principal is going to have with the school, and then just make sure everybody abide by that. When it comes to let's say you was relating to teachers and administration, which is where they bump heads a lot. You got to be consistent with each other. So both of you have to make sure that you already understand a system that's been set in place, and you just can't show favoritism towards anything or anybody. You just have to respect. You have to respect the administration decision on certain parts, and sometimes the administration have to just respect the teacher decision on a certain part. But that's all up to the principal. The principal is the one who sets the guidelines and the foundation of how they expect for it to happen. But it's really nothing that anybody else can do if it doesn't start from the top, because disrespect, it trickles downhill. So if they think that somebody else can disrespect them, or they see somebody above them disrespect them, or if some teachers just don't know they just don't understand respect, then in most cases, always lack of professional development and lack of personal development. So sometimes they got their own issues that they need to figure out and kink out because they went their whole life without knowing how to communicate with somebody when they got upset. So it's just certain things you got to check. So you just really just got to understand each other.
Man, you know stuff. You know stuff.